Alrighty. Welcome, everybody. It is June 3rd of 2022. This is Ron Hulbert from Orlando, Florida, and welcome to Friday Night Live with myself and Lynn Nakamoto out of St. Petersburg, Florida. Hey, Lynn.
Am I up?
You're up.
That was a short speech you made there. Oh, funny. Welcome, everybody. I see all the familiar faces here in the audience in our group. We love you so much. Ron and I know most of you, I would say, and it's just a wonderful thing to have all of you here with us from week to week. You know, we do appreciate you very, very much.
Most of you, I
Ron,
would say,
everybody's so precious. Oh, wait, let me mute everybody.
Here with us from week to week.
Okay, how's that? Everybody's muted. Sorry about that. So today we welcome you to our webinar, Friday Night Live. We have a good lineup of, it's a topic that's broad. We call it Final Steps to the Market or to the Marketplace, but it encompasses a lot. So we're gonna start off with our tech team, Old Tech Pros, and they're gonna speak about this wonderful, large topic. And I think you're gonna find it very interesting. I loved planning it with them. I learned quite a bit, and it's really, really interesting to me. And I hope that it will be interesting to you as well. So we're going to begin today with Collins. He's going to give us an introduction, and his topic is software development using Agile Scrum framework. It's a mouthful, but when he explains it to you, I think you're going to like it. Go ahead, Collins.
Thank you, Lynn. Just want to greet my tech brothers here, Oliver and Bob. Unfortunately, we don't have Vincent in our midst because he's traveling today for family commitment. So we're just happy and grateful and blessed to be here, especially with the founders who are really here to understand the product. You know, sometimes we understand the marketing side, but because we always said ONPASSIVE is our business and we need to know what is happening. You know, and this is the process we want to talk about because most of the time they said, understand the process. So we want, you know, the founders, because it's our business, we need to help our business grow. But how can we help our business grow if we don't understand the process, what is happening behind? So today, the topic we want to tell is a very interesting topic. I really love the topic because it's an environment that I've worked for more than 10 years. And I love it, and I'm still in that particular environment. So I enjoy it, and all my tech brothers, you know, they are all crazy for it. So let us look at the topic. I'll read the topic. I think they have already put it in the chat, but I'll read it so all of us get an understanding of what we want to say tonight. We'll make it as simple as possible. We'll try not to go into the tech side, but when you get it, you will know, my goodness, you'll start to appreciate those guys in Hyderabad and what they are doing and what Mr. Ash Mofara is doing for us all, because this is the framework which they are working on. But honestly, it is not easy. Even for us tech guys, we know it is not easy. It takes a lot of sleepless nights, you know, give up your entire life just to do something that will shake the world. And today we are here to present most of it to you without going into technical details. So what is the topic? The topic Mr. Ash Mofara wrote and said, just tell the founders about this topic. He said, having minimum value product, you know, MVP, and sprint by Scrum Master, Scrum Manager, then a bigger product release and multiple releases, preparing the products for the marketplace and go live. You know, we are preparing the product for the marketplace and go live. We'll break it down so all of us will get an understanding. So we have a minimum value product, which they've already developed. We know we call it an IT baseline product. The product is already good for the market. But what will happen? They have to continue building because you need to prepare and, you know, build a product that the product will be different from what is already in the market. We call it spot on, where if they see it, they know you have the X factor in your product. And then what will happen, that's the bigger product, and then continue releases. So you continue adding and adding. Mr. Ash Mofara always said, stacking the code. We build it, we can sell it now, but we want to make it better. We want to add more functionalities. It's stuck in the code. So we'll explain, and he said, talk about the Scrum, Scrum managers. We want to touch that bit, and I will try to go as clear as possible for us to understand what is all about this Scrum. We always hear Mr. Ashmufara say something, sprint. I believe all of us, those who are founders, they've heard Mr. Ashmufara talking about sprint. Next sprint, the next sprint, we'll do this. We want to explain what sprint means, because that's what Mr. Ashmufara wants us to talk, because that is the process of developing the software. It's a time box. So I will share my screen. I know if I'm the co-host, I will share, and then we'll go through the process and we'll understand a lot what is happening. And then my brother Oliver will talk about the security part of it, how all the software is embedded with security to make sure our software is secure. And then Bob will come and talk about overview of everything we've talked, and the data center with all other new technology that is built within the data center. So let me just share my screen for 1 second, and let's see. Share my screen. Let me go share. So can you guys see my screen? Just thumb up. If you can see it, thumb up.
Perfect.
All right. So this is my screen. I just made a simple screenshot for us to see. Mr. Ashmufara always talk about this. We cannot talk about sprint without touching all of this, what you are seeing. But please bear with us. It will make big sense, and we'll start to appreciate what these guys they are saying. So we said, okay, Scrum, Agile Scrum methodology. I just want to explain Scrum before I read what is down there. Scrum came from rugby. When you are playing rugby, if those who are used to rugby, I'm not a rugby fan, but Scrum, the name Scrum comes from rugby. It means what? You are working in a chaotic environment with an eye to the goal. You want to achieve something, though it is chaotic, we can see it as chaotic. Sometimes when I look at rugby, I can't really understand why people are running from left and right. But sometimes when the ball touches the ground, they said, wow, people will be celebrating. That is where Scrum comes from. So it is an agile process, because the agile, like the way you build, you must be flexible and fast environment. So agile methodology has a lot of processes within. You have extreme programming, you have a lot of things, but most companies like to use Scrum. So what is Scrum? Why is it important? Why Scrum framework is more important? It says Scrum is a framework within which people can address complex adaptive problems while productively and creatively delivering products of the highest possible quality, value. You can use complex. Sometimes the information is so complex, but they can break it down and make it so simple, and they will produce products of the highest value. And that is exactly what ONPASSIVE is doing. That's why this process, they choose this particular process to build this particular framework to build all the products from Go founder to O founders to all the products, both physical products and all of those things. What we are seeing today, it is that process. It is a fast-paced environment. You sleep like what sometimes, our leaders will write this. Sometimes Charles will say, you sleep, you snooze, you lose. It is a very, very fast-paced environment. Here, there is no hiding place for those who cannot produce. Productivity is higher, but your outcome is what they want to see. Now, I will jump into the next slide. Let's look at the next slide. What happened in the next slide? This is about Scrum. I will explain this, and I will go deeper and say what it means when we move into sprint. We cannot talk about sprint without looking at all the component of Scrum. Now, within Scrum framework, you have something called the product, right? Product backlog. So for instance, Mr. Ashmufara can come out and say, I have all this idea in my brain, all this idea. I want to build mail. I want to build staff. Mr. Ashmufara is the only one who knows this thing in his brain. What will happen? He will take a group of engineers, put them down, managers, what said, okay, I want 100, let's say 100 screen. What do I ask Mr. Alpha? Yes, 100 screen is possible, but what is your priorities? What do you think we can build first? The Alpha said, build screen 1 first, build screen 2 second, build screen 3. There is somebody in that particular, particular team who is called Scrum product owner. The product owner will look at what Mr. Ashford will be sitting with Mr. Ashford, asking all these things. Mr. Ashford will say, do this, do that, do that. This man will sort them all in priorities. At priority 1, this is it. Priority 2, this is it. Priority 3, this is it. Now, when they sort that out, break it down, put it in that priorities, they will come and sit with the team. They call it sprint planning meeting. They said, okay, this development team, let's sit in a meeting. That meeting will take 8 hours. 8 hours, the whole day of your time. It is an 8 hours meeting because sprint is a time box. You sprint is a time box meeting. Everything you do is time. So they will sit with all the engineers, whoever they are, QA team, programmers, security guys, everybody sitting in that room for 8 hours, breaking everything that Mr. Alfred can say, okay, Mr. Alfred said we should develop the first screen. So they will ask, okay, what is in that first screen? They will call it, they will write it in the form of, user story. What is user story? They will say, as a user, I want to have this. As a user, I want an admin screen that can take 100 employees, that I can administer all my job. It is vague, right? So now this engineer will say, okay, yes, that is vague. Tell me what you want. We want to break it into acceptance criteria. I said, what do we need in that screen? We want a screen that you can log in. Okay, we need a login functionality. We need something like a component, this, they put it, this, they break that particular screen into several smaller components that will take 8 hours of their time to make sure they get it right. Because if you get it wrong, that is a problem. Now, they will now said, okay, are we happy with this? Yes. Sprint meeting is finished. Time box, 8 hours done, or 7.5 hours of your whole day done. Go home, come the next day. They move that chunk of work they have selected from that backlog. They put it in a queue called the sprint backlog. That is where the engineer will be working. And they have one guy sitting there called Scrum Master. Scrum Master, I have a qualification of Scrum Master, so I've done it for 10 years and I know what it is. So these are the guy. The guy is the one that makes sure everybody is doing what they say they're doing. Because again, in Scrum, there is no title. Everybody will work as a team. You have only the product owner and the Scrum Master. The rest, they are like team who work in that team. They produce. So the Scrum Master try to keep them on their toes to make sure what they said they are selected, they are doing. A self-organized team based on your expertise. Say, Oliver, Bra Oliver is there. Bra Oliver can do this. Yes, Bra Oliver, you take this particular component, build it. Bra Bob, build this particular component. Look at Nakamoto, you are good at this, build this. And we are doing that, building all what we said we have selected. We'll build it, and sprint will run for what? 2 weeks. Mr. Ashmore will talk about 2 week sprint. That's what ONPASSIVE is running at, because Mr. Ashmore have never made a secret about it. 2 weeks, develop this product. I want to see it. Develop it for me. I'll come back and review it. Now, they will do that for 2 complete weeks. Complete the screen. Now, when they finish their job, they move it incremental in that box, ready for review. Review, when Mr. Ashmore said, oh, I have a demo. We have heard that every time Mr. Ashmore said, there is something that they have to demo. When I demo, come and let you know. They call it sprint review meeting. That meeting, Mr. Ashmore will sit there, review all what they have doing and what they have done. He said, yes, it is good. Happy days. No, we have to change this, change that, change that. Now they'll say, yes, they will take that particular changes, they move it back to what the next sprint they will do. Then the next meeting will be, again, within sprint, as they are building, right? I missed that. They have daily meetings every day within that 2 weeks. They have it in the morning or afternoon. They call it daily stand-up or daily scrum meeting. It lasts for 15 minutes. It's just 15 minutes. What they will do is each engineer within that project will sit and say, you know what? This is what I've done yesterday. Happy days. I'll be doing this today. All right, what is the bottlenecks? Oh, I made mistake here. I did this. I need help from A to B or Z. They will sit back and look. That meeting takes place every fifth because they need to know what everyone is doing as the project moves on. Especially when they have said they want to do, they have committed to do something, they have to do it. And every time they will be having that meeting to analyze the progress. You know, that is called inspection and adaptation. Sometimes there is a mistake, they have to adapt it. And one of the things which is good in this particular framework is because the customer also have an eye on what they are doing. Like Mr. Ash is our CEO, but at one point, Mr. Ash is acting as a customer, looking at it and say, yeah, you can change this, change that. Within this framework, there is always adaptation. You can adapt things as you move on. Now, say we've moved right to review, everything good. Now what they'll do is they'll have like a retrospective meeting. That meeting is about, we have built this, yes, it is great, but what did we do wrong? They'll analyze it. What did we do well? They analyze it, put it. Okay, what is, they talk about stormy days. What if we don't do this? What will happen in the future? So they are looking at the future. They analyze, they say, okay, we need to be careful because we know when we are moving to the next thing we have to build, we have already understand our mistakes. So now we have to be careful. What is the sunny days? All right, yeah, let's keep doing this because if we do this, we'll move on to our project. That is the overall Scrum. It is a lightweight, it's difficult, very easy to understand, but difficult to master. The moment you master it, everything is great. Now, let's look at the definition of sprint. Definition of sprint. A sprint is a set of period of time during which specific work has to be completed and made ready for review. When Mr. Ash tells us, I'm going to review, they have completed their job. They said, okay, Mr. Ash, what you said we should do, we have done it. Come and review it. Mr. Ash will say, I have this time. So they said, oh, there's a demo. We always hear Mr. Ash talk about demo. They have to demo this to me. So that is the review meeting in sprint. They call it review. They review all the products, tick it and say, yes, it is ready or not. Now we've done. Now let's look at the cycle. These are the cycles. Sometimes we talk about sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3. So sprint, you have planning, design, develop, test, deploy, review. I said about review, and then you launch. That is how they build minimum value products. As Mr. Amvara said, we build our product minimum value baseline, which you can have. It is acceptable. You can put it in the bucket. But now what will happen? They will continue to build, like think about old mail, all the level that our products are goes through this process. They all went through this process we are seeing, the sprint. Now, I will say something before I give over to Bob. What are the values when it comes to sprint? They talk about courage. As an engineer working in that place, you must be courageous. One of the courage you must have, you must be able to look at the project and say, you know what, I can do it. You must be able to look at the complexity of the product and say, you know what, we can do it. Think positive, courageous. Second, you must be focused in everything you do. Whatever you are doing, you must keep your head down, keep cool, and do it. Thirdly, you must be committed. They don't need people who are not committed. In this environment, if you're not committed, you are fired. Fourthly, you must be respectful. You respect your colleagues, treat them as equal. There is no manager or boss or this. Everybody is equal. Treat them equally and respect. And that's what ONPASSIVE is doing. And then openness. If you cannot do it, don't say, yes, I can do it. And they wait within 2 weeks. You have not done anything. You will be fired. So now, I think when we go, I've talked about minimum value product. Let's look at testing. So we have two types of testing within. We have Mr. Ash Mufara always talk about beta testing. We are the beta tester, and alpha testing, which is done within in-house for every product. They have to test. Every product they have to test. So when we talk about minimum value, we're talking about developing this product, following this process. And now what is happening? We've built our products, which Mr. Ash Mufara is happy, and we are all happy. And now we are doing what? Continuous releases, continuous releases until we are ready now. As we said, the stage, we have come to that stage. The reason why Mr. Alva chose this, because we have come to that stage where we are saying to ourselves, ONPASSIVE is ready to hit the market. ONPASSIVE is ready to hit the market following this process. You know, we have passed the stage of minimum value. We've passed the stage of the product. Now we are talking about multiple releases ready for the market. So I will end it there and I'll give it over to Lynn. Lynn, take it over.
Thank you so much. That was really pretty comprehensive to me, even though it was just a few minutes. It gives us a picture of what Scrum is. I think it's very interesting myself. And you know, when you talk about the advantages of Scrum, I think that's one of the reasons why ONPASSIVE has been able to create such high quality products, top notch, in a very short amount of time, relatively speaking, because most companies could take years to create just one product, right, Collins? But in our case, we're able to create dozens of products, and they're not just mediocre products, right? They're actually very, very good products. So I think the Scrum methodology is or framework is very, very effective for our company. And I'm glad that Ash Mufara chose this framework. It's working for the company very, very well.
Sure.
All right, so next we have Oliver Fonte, and his topic is going to be security. Go ahead, Oliver.
Yeah, hi everybody. Just want to say to thank Collins, my brother. You did a wonderful job for that wonderful presentation. Lynn, thank you. Ron, Marty, and Bob, thank you. The tech pros here. I want to say thank all of you. And this topic that was chosen by our CEO, Mr. Ash Mufara, is a topic that, like my brother Collins just gave us the definition. But I want to talk just about the security that surrounds the Scrum framework. Like he talked about the product backlog and the sprint backlog. Those are the area that those data, the developers, when they work, it's a common area that they work, they go get what they want to do to come work. It has to be secured. Since we have the best of security in the whole world when it comes to tech company, that product backlog and sprint backlog also is secured, because when the developers, the database guys, they are doing their job, security has to implement, and security come in Scrum framework from day one. From day one that they want to start that cycle, security must be involved. Phase one, once they've done their job, that sprint, that 2-week sprint, if when they come in that meeting, they have to make sure that security is there, is involved, is embedded in it. Then once they test it, they have to test it before they move to the next phase. You know, because if they go to the last phase without security to go and embed security in the last phase, it might be a disaster. So security, and I know, or we know, we the tech guys, the tech pros who can imagine that, we know Mr. Ash, our CEO, he's so particular about security. They've started it from the phase 1, test it to phase 2. And in that environment, that product backlog and the sprint backlog, they're always secure. Since it's a fast-paced environment, it is secured also. Then the products, let's say, mail, that went through all these phases, has to be secured also from phase 1 to the last phase. Then when it comes now to the last phase, that they have to test it to make sure that everything is that last phase also comes with security, because without that, like I said, there'll be disaster. And it has to be tested in a non-production environment. That is a replicate of the production environment. The production environment now means that it has to go out like multiple releases and multiple releases and the last release. That now that we are in, most of our products are now in beta testing. That environment also is an environment that is ready. It's also ready When the third eye, they also look at it, it's also ready with the security that is embedded in all the faces in that, that is as past that non-production environment, that's a replicate. Because that environment, we can remember when we move from Go Founder to O Founder, Mr. Ash told us that we are online. Yeah, that's a secured environment also, as our Go Founder was also secured, because that is where all the initial starting point, we started with Go Founder. So the developers, they were developing, they were coming out with all those products, all mail, all trim, and the rest. From that Go Founder, that it was also secured. Now that we are now in the phase that we have to go out, they've tested it in that non-production environment. Now, we will know the way our CEO tells us that we are now in the production. Some of the products are in the production environment that is ready to go to be rolled out to the public, to the market. And talking about rolling out to the market, we know we have the best and the best of data center where it's stored. Now we launch our first data center will be online, will be live on Monday. All these our products, all the products now are going to be in that our live data center. What do we think about that? With all the security that we have in that our data center that is hybrid AI, I will call it AI data center that is hybrid. That comes with the AI that comes with security, with our firewalls that in multiple locations that is secured. Everything that comes from the space, SSL certificate, you got it. All our domains account also. Now is we are talking about the final products that we have to roll them out. That is on our 1.3 million something domain account, secured also. Now come again to Scrum. All products that is being from this Scrum Master, that is like a crazy environment, the craziest environment, but it's result oriented. It's result. You must come with a result. It must be result oriented. As crazy as it is, there's only one language in Sprint. That 2 weeks, there's one language: success. Success. And because they are dependent also, they will depend on the database guy, they will depend on the coding guy, they depend on the security guy. So that environment is the most chaotic environment. And I give kudos to our CEO, Mr. Ash, to choose the Scrum, the Agile Scrum framework that they should use for producing our products. Come again in that environment, that life cycle environment. It also, with the security that is there, they minimize vulnerability and bring security at dawn. Security must be the number one in anything, and as we know our CEO, that he is, when it comes to security, he is zero tolerance. So as secure that our Scrum environment is, and crazy as it is, we will talk about zero vulnerability in that environment, in the backlog, and the Spring backlog. So now the next topic was preparing products for marketplace. Now our products that have been prepared to go live to the marketplace. The number one thing that most of our customers are going to be with us, that are going to come to us because of our security. Customer service, the security, good firewalls, fiber optic, 5Gs, our servers, the number one servers. The CEO told us again the other day about laser. My brother Bob will talk. We'll just hit a little bit on that. So we are surrounded with all security gadgets, security system that you hardly penetrate us. Let me also go to Scrum. We know there are bad people, there are bad guys within any company. You have the bad people within any company. With our AI, artificial intelligence, they will not be able to get into the product backlog or the Spring backlog, because it has that dictation that will dictate any bad person that has any suspicious within the company. that has any suspicious thought to get in, AI will detect you and they'll get you. So that's one thing that I'm happy with. I'm so crazy also about artificial intelligence that is embedded in all our products, everything. So it makes me have that security that our products are good. Then when you look at our mail also, the final product mail that we got on our back office, that when I look at it, I don't see, I always say it, I always brag about it when I'm talking to my friends and also. I always brag about it, be proud of it, that it has no spams folder. You know, it has no spams folder. Then if you can imagine that within the spring, they are building our products from the phase 1 circle to the last circle to the last circle, they roll them out. It's all with each phase is with security, each phase is with security. Before it comes again down, we have our servers where it's being stored, it's being secured also. With our firewalls, the multiple location being secured also. Our system, the products that we have in our data center are also sophisticated products, superior and sophisticated products. That makes me to be very proud of ONPASSIVE and say, look, this is my business. And that's why I'm also want to like say, please, we should also be proud of our guys in Hyderabad. When you look at when you look at that security also in preparing the product for marketplace, that customers they want to come in, you have event prediction. In that event prediction, it comes with that comes with that AI. That AI is involved in it in cloud in cloud. Hackers cannot come in. If they suspect a server, a system that something going to happen, AI is going to dictate it and it will automatically block. It will automatically block that system with the port. We call it a port. We'll automatically block it until the workers don't investigate it and look at it. They say, okay, it's fine. Then we also have the automated dictation action that also AI now also make sure that it responds to all suspicious, both in and out. First, they will not even be able to come in to us because the firewalls, they've already blocked, automated blocking. Any suspicion, the firewalls will block it also. They will also have the real-time monitoring and alert. The real-time monitoring and alert also on that environment that customers they want to, because remember, there'll be heavy traffic when we are going live. When we are now in the market, there'll be heavy traffic coming. Like we all know that multiple people can be working on this, getting in the same time, carry on activities the same time with no stress. This is not we've not heard for. So come again, we have the robust data control also. That the in-house and internal and external also, they have to make sure that we are well protected. So I would like come also, like my brother Bob talked last week about the digital transformation. When you look at it today, our CEO, he has done a wonderful job with the guys in Hyderabad. What the other companies are thinking, the next 5 years, we are thinking about it today. My brother Bob said that last week, and I give him kudos for that. You know, he went for that training also, a seminar, and came back and went and did our research also. Is bam. Come again in let me go back again to the Scrum framework, Agile Scrum framework. Like any other of our system that we have, there must be penetration test, automated penetration test, and the one-time manual penetration test. That one, we do the one-time and manual one. For what I learned, our CEO has hired some hackers, ethical hackers, that will hack our system, secure it, hack it, system, secure it, hack it, and secure it. So when you look at in the whole nutshell, ONPASSIVE is not a company to play with. ONPASSIVE is not a company to play with. Customers will be running into us. Like our CEO is like marketing now, advert, branding, and that branding, when they will hear ONPASSIVE, say no, they have good products. not only good products, not only is secured, it's sophisticated. You know, because that pen test, when they do the pen test also, you cannot break the system, hack it, they break it, they hack it. Then the automated one now, they can do the automated pen test maybe every month, every quarterly, depends. Also, we don't know what is happening in Hyderabad, but that in our own environment, automated pen test, we do it maybe monthly. It depends on your company, and you patch. Patch means that when they discover any any vulnerability, you know, or upgrade whatever, you know. So I will leave it there, and I want to say, so proud to be an O-founder, an ONPASSIVian, and be proud with our CEO for giving me this opportunity to be one of the founders, and being in IT also, trying to break also with my brothers here, so that we should try to understand all what we are doing. You founders don't need it, but it's just that since it's your company, your business, your domain, it's your thing, it's good to understand, to have some basic knowledge, so that when you are proud, like the CEO always tell us that it's time for us to be proud, that we should be proud for ourselves where we are today. That patient that we took to be here, be a founder, we should be proud of ourselves, and we should know our business, even if just 1% of it, know how it works. It's going to help us a lot. I want to say thank you, Auntie Lynn. Take it from there.
Thank you, Oliver. That was really good. I liked it. I mean, the bottom line is this, you know, with all the technical things that we may talk about here in this webinar, what's the bottom line? The bottom line is that our products are the best. Our technology is cutting edge. We have the best staff in Hyderabad and other locations as well. We are in such a good place. And that's what I take from it, you know? So if you're here today and you're not a techie kind of person, and it's a bit over your head, rest assured that it's fine, because remember, AI will do all the work for us. Just so think about this as a topic that you can learn about, but you certainly don't need to understand it all. But I think it's interesting. And you know, the concept of lifelong learning is a good one. Every day we can learn a little bit more. We don't have to know it all, but if we learn a little bit, we become a better person. So thank you very much for discussing security issues, Oliver. Now we move on to Bob Takusi, and he's going to present laser technology and compliance. And I'm sure a lot of you are curious about the laser technology as much as I am. Go ahead, Bob Takusi.
Hello, Auntie Lynn, Uncle Ron. Good evening, my fellow brothers, Oliver and Colin. Our brother, Vincent, is not with us tonight. He has some family obligations. We're going to miss him, but I know maybe he's listening somewhere as he's flying or driving wherever he's going to. It's a privilege being here again this Friday. My brothers have actually covered it pretty well. But let me just say a few things. I think I was also going to do an overall summary, like Colin said. A lot of things, a lot of stories are going to be told about ONPASSIVE. As we are coming towards, you know, we are on the home stretch. We are closing in on the world finding out about us. A lot of stories are going to be written about Ash Mufareh. And I agree with my brother Oliver, who said that universities around the world, Ash Mufareh is going to be a case study in universities around the world, he says. I agree with him. The reason why we're here at this juncture, the reason why we are this close, is because of the framework or the approach that Mr. Ash has taken to develop this system. The Agile Scrum framework, which my brothers have brilliantly presented. the agile Scrum framework, you know, as Colin said, Mr. Ash has brilliantly thought it all out, brings together the best minds in the different areas, right? They come together, developers, testers, analysts, they all come together, write stories, and then they create software, right? Production ready deliverables in each sprint, as Mr. Ash, as we call it. And sprint, as we call it, the minimum viable product. It could be used, but guess what they do? They compound it. The next sprint, they compound. Remember, Mr. Ash has been talking about compounding lately a lot, but the compounding of ONPASSIVE and her system has been from the inception. From when they started developing ONPASSIVE, he has been compounding. Each sprint you come, he reviews, he adds one or two things, they go back, they compound it. They come, he adds one or two things, they take it back, he compounds. So it has been compounding. ONPASSIVE is all about compounding and compounding. And that is why Mr. Mufara is constantly using that term, that word. It is inside the DNA of ONPASSIVE, as we are finding out as we move along in the next few months and years to come. Along with these people, like Colin said, they are dedicated. The people working for all our fellow brothers and sisters, engineers in Hyderabad, they are dedicated. They have the courage. They are focused on this mission, the mission of creating ONPASSIVE, the world's most complex system, and they are committed. You realize most of them, they are always there. They are committed to the program, to the core, to the end. You know, respectful of each other, and also being open to come forward if you are facing an issue or not, so that things move. It's like both of them said, highly chaotic environment, constantly, but the eye is on a particular goal. It's like a laser on a goal. There's an objective that everybody is synchronized around to meet up with. A very core component of this team is the QA team, the functional test team. You know, they are involved in it from the beginning. You have someone like QA manager, I think someone like Collins, a QA manager. The QA manager is involved from the initial analysis so that he understands the system all through, because as they're building the systems and going along, they are developing the test plans, the test strategies, the test cases, manual and automated. So they are testing each sprint. As the developers develop, the analysts are doing their thing. Everybody is doing what they have to do in order to meet up with the set objective for that sprint. The testing team is also doing her job, because they are the ones who will give the final say, okay, bam, we are done. This is good. The product is ready to be qualified or not qualified as a minimum viable product. It goes around, and then they compound. They go with it, they compound, they bring it back. They compound, they bring it back. And here we are at this point where Mr. Ash is almost saying, other than last week when he reviewed OBLESS, or a few days ago, and he said, no, I need this, I need that. So they'll go back and they'll compound it and they'll bring it back until he's going to be satisfied with it. So that is the process that is happening with our very, very magnificent special breed of humans in Hyderabad, which we all salute and respect for their dedication and their commitment to what they're doing for all of us. In the process of us building the system, we understand our database is the most critical aspect, because that is where everything is stored. The security of our database is unquestionable. We should not. On the system, there was going to be a lot of migration, everything, and now we're moving from, we have been told by our founder on Monday, we are coming up live in our own data center, AI cloud hybrid data center. it's going to go live. And then we're going to migrate everything from AWS. He said that we're going to cut the check from AWS. It's not going to flow anymore. We're going to cut that cord. More savings to the company. But Mr. Ash said something revolutionary when he made that announcement on Wednesday. He said, we are no longer going to rely only on AI, on artificial intelligence. We are also going to implement a new laser technology for our internet connectivity. That is a bombshell of the bombest that I've ever heard. That is a huge deal, guys. Huge deal for us. Laser internet connectivity. Let's just look at the word laser. It says it's going to be a laser internet connectivity. Let's look at it this way. Think of it like a sniper who's sitting on the roof of a building. He's gone. And 40 or 50 miles away, there's a target there. He points his gun, sets it, the laser, it's guided by that laser. He takes his shot. The thing travels at the speed of light or sound. He gets it. There is no interruption. Nothing can stop that shot. As the shot is taken, as the laser is pointed to the target, the shot is taken, nothing can stop it. Takes the shot. What Mr. Ash has done here, remember that in our data center, our servers are connected with fiber optic cables. We're using artificial intelligence. Now he comes and he tells us that we're going to add laser internet connectivity. Compounding. Mr. Ash is constantly compounding. In simple terms, we're not going to make this a complex discussion for today. Maybe they will take another day to expand on it widely. But what this means is that we are going to be able to reach, the reach of the laser internet connectivity is boundless. There is no place on earth that ONPASSIVE is not going to reach. No place. In any remote area of the world, we're going to get to it. And look at Papua New Guinea. I saw some of our sisters here from Papua New Guinea. One of Mr. Ash loves Papua New Guinea, I'm sure, you know, but he loves every other country, even our country, Cameroon, where we come from. There are remote areas that are barely reachable. But you know, we are in the Android age where the handheld device is everywhere. So ONPASSIVE is going to be everywhere on earth where there are these handheld devices. Our system, our technology is going to reach those remote areas. That is the gift that Mr. Ash Mufara is bringing to us, to the world. I'm going to talk a little bit about compliance. You know, Mr. Ash talked about we are being compliant everywhere around the world. Most countries, the countries that we are operating with right now, they have gone through and passed their compliance, so there's no problem. ONPASSIVE is a highly regulatory aware company. So even anti-money laundering system, anti-money laundering is embedded in our system. So ONPASSIVE is not good news for the scammers, those who think that they can come and play games and do one or two things, use our wallet to scam people and stuff like that. It's not going to happen. Like Brother Oliver said, we have artificial intelligence that is like you have a massive building, one of the maybe in Burj Khalifa, for instance. Every single room in there, from the entrance of the gate to every room building, there's a security guard that is standing there, making sure everything is safe. round the clock, 24/7, never go to sleep, never get tired. That's what ONPASSIVE is. So compliance, we have anti-money laundering in our system, embedded in our system, rules and regulation. The system is being built mindful of that. Different countries have different regulatory privacy requirements that must be adhered to. Our founder has lawyers all over the world right now as we speak, diligently making sure we are in compliance with these rules and regulations. And those that we are not in compliance with yet, we are taking care of making sure that these compliance regulations are met, are fully met, so that we'll be able to serve those countries, because we have to meet these global regulations before we can serve those countries. So that is being done as we speak. And then we prepare for the marketplace. My brothers have already said pretty well, how do you prepare for the market? Before you get to the marketplace, you must have a product that is viable, a product that is built right. Our systems are superior. All the products that we have, all ONPASSIVE products, we use some of them on a daily basis. We know they are superior. Our system is sophisticated. That is an additional layer of sophistication that Mr. Ash has just added with our laser internet connectivity. That takes us to everywhere, every part of the world. And of course, we are secured. Oliver talked about the security. You cannot mess with ONPASSIVE security. ONPASSIVE is in a good place when it comes to security, speaking as security analysts, So our products are at the verge, at the point of, ready for the market. But then our founder is also making sure the market is really ready for us. It's taking us to the market. We remember we have the 3 mix going on right now. The 3 mix in March, we started in Dubai. The whole month of April, March 30th to the month of April, we're in Dubai, compounding, making sure that ONPASSIVE is known in every household in Dubai. And then we're moving to the next state, India, maybe, and the Europe, America, So that is the process of preparing for the market. You brand, market, and you advertise. I was looking at Facebook. I'm also, I think I'm in the ONPASSIVE group on Facebook. There's an ONPASSIVE group on Facebook. I'll advise everybody to go to. You see that they've also started advertising. Some of the products are there. They're dropping the one after another, short, maybe 15 seconds commercial. But there's one that caught my eye that I would like to end this conversation before sending it back to you, Anteline. There's a short video about ONET. And when I listen to it, I just feel like I'm just thinking in wonderment. I'm hoping that I'm watching this on my house TV, maybe on a TV station, and I'm thinking that that's what is going to happen in a not too distant future. When I listen to that commercial, it goes like this. ONET. Now I'm just acting like I'm the one reading the commercial. ONET. A new intelligent social network with artificial intelligence powered features that is interactive and engaging, so you make connections worldwide. Brought to you by ONPASSIVE. Back to you, Anthony.
That was super duper. Are you guys excited hearing Bob talk? I've got revved up. It's wonderful stuff. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to bring the three of you to I'm going to pin you guys now. And we're going to have a little discussion. Collins, come in. Oliver will come in for a bit. He'll have to leave for a bit, but he'll be back. But in the meantime, we'd like to, let's find Ron. and myself. All right. So here you have 3 of the 4 OTech pros. Vincent is away, not able to make it, but the 3 of them are aptly able to cover for him. And what I want to do is start a little discussion. And my question is this: what sets ONPASSIVE light years apart from other companies? The so-called competition, although I really don't think we have competition. What's special? What's unique about us? Tech guys can start.
Let me just go. And the Bob will come here. Yeah. So we can talk about our price point. We can talk about the new functionality that, remember all what we have in our ecosystem. It's not like it's not already there in the market. It is there. But the truth is, Mr. Ash Mufara have taken it to another level. Whatever they have done, I can say is outdated. If we look at it, we look at the functionality. I've checked all mail. And sometimes as a founder, don't only sit and say, oh, I have a beautiful old mail. Have you checked what is there? Because if you have a company, for instance, you have a company, what will make you to leave what you are using? Because remember, customers are, when they have something, they are always loyal to what they have. They don't care if you cut their throat. But what can give you that X factor to say, take a look at this? It's our features, the simplicity of our features in every product we have. But the most important thing I always tell most of the founders is the heart. The most important, we can talk about the price point, the simplicity, the heart of blessing humanity is what have transformed ONPASSIVE, and that is the thing that would change, the game. It's a game changer because there is no way someone would look at it and say, you know what, this is something that will change life and go to something that will not change lives. ONPASSIVE was built to change life. The other company, they were not built to change life. We are sorry to say this, it was built out of greed. So I'll leave it there and I'll leave it to Bravo, whoever wants to add something. Add.
Yes, Brother Collins, I agree with you 100%. I was just writing down some points here. Angeline and our fellow founders, ONPASSIVE is a revolutionary company. ONPASSIVE comes to the marketplace with one thing in mind. ONPASSIVE is the first company that is pro-customers. ONPASSIVE is building her products solely to make sure to guarantee the maximum satisfaction of her customers first. Because our founder is, as we all know, he's one of it. ONPASSIVE is not starting from a garage, nor from a dormitory in Boston to some by mistake. ONPASSIVE is a well thought out thing by someone who is well off. So he's not driven by this ego, this greed for over too much wealth, you understand? So he brings it to the market for full value, of customers to have full value. That's number one. Number two, I want to remind you again about there's a video in the back office, which I believe those are Mr. Mufara's words. He's saying that it is equal opportunity for all. ONPASSIVE is big or small. Equal opportunity for all, big or small. Everyone, every company. It is not built for the super rich or for the super poor. No, it's for every single one. Number three, the price and the superiority of the product. I will give you, let me just give you one example, permit me, Collins. I work every day. I use Cisco WebEx every day, Angeline, or Microsoft Teams. Every single day, we have our huddle. Our own is called huddle. We meet every day, quick huddle, online. Recently, we had something we're doing. We're doing what we call proof of concept to choose a product. And my boss and I were having this meeting. I just want to distinguish to you the impact, how much ONPASSIVE has just consumed me. with her superiority. We are using Zoom. We are using, Cisco WebEx, and we are trying to compare products, right? The features, but we cannot share our screen. My boss is showing me one screen. We are arguing about certain features. I'm seeing this, she's seeing that. It took us about maybe 15 minutes. And in the whole, that interaction, I've been thinking about ONPASSIVE, all of us here, and Ash Mufare, because ONPASSIVE brings in the dual screen sharing capability. That's just one thing that I want. I mean, there are many. When we start talking about the products and we bring in real life experience, the differences that ONPASSIVE is going to make, people are going to be amazed. The products are superior. When we talk about superiority, there's no match with ONPASSIVE products. We can take them one after another. I will yield for now, actually. Let me not take too much time.
That was great. Ron? Ron?
Yes, sorry about that. Bob Collins, when you first saw ONPASSIVE and were introduced to it, what do you think intrigued you more, ONPASSIVE itself or the technical part of the challenge of ONPASSIVE?
Yes, Ron. Let me take the question. That's a very, very good question. So, by the way, this month made me 2 years in ONPASSIVE. So, this is my anniversary, 2 years in ONPASSIVE.
All right.
I've been preaching about ONPASSIVE from the first day I joined. You know, so the first time I was introduced to ONPASSIVE, you know, even the person who introduced me never knew anything about ONPASSIVE. He said, "Go founder." And I've said it many times on a live webinar and a lot. As an IT engineer, sometimes I say, no, when you look at what the IT company are making, and all my brothers here will agree with me, the tech guys, they make a lot of money, but what they do is peanut. A lot of people know, oh, IT guys, they made a lot. But honestly, when you look at if you've been in that position as a QA lead, being in that decision making, you know that what they are giving is just like peanut. Then I was looking at different ways to say, you know what, I cannot really stay in this. Let me see what I can do. You know, at that time when COVID hit, I was really ill. You know, we shut down and everything, shut down the company, and we have to start to work from home. So I said, no, I have to look for a way to make money. I jumped into, you know, trading and stuff like that, trading on crude and, you know, make money a lot. And I lost, the day I joined ONPASSIVE, that same day I lost 15 grand, you know, on trading. And then the same friend who introduced me on trading said, oh, Collins, take a look. There is something Go Founders. Please hope it's not trading. Don't tell me about that. I don't want to hear about trading or multi-level marketing. I don't have a clue about that. Don't tell me. So the guy said, no, you take a look. I left it for about 2 months. Called him again. I said, you know what? I need to take a look. Well, I said, send me the link again. I went, I look at it. You know, at that time, when I registered before taking a look. Then I said, do you know what you've just made me to join? He said, I don't know, you tell me. I said, this is an IT company. This is what I've been looking for. I said, this is what I've been looking for. We know all the IT companies because we know Amazon, we know all of those people. But I was just like, I need an IT company because I know what this company are making. And I said, if I can see and become a founder, I will be so grateful. And this, one of the things I want to say here, you know, in my company, even to become a founder is millions of pounds. It's not one day. A company that is already there, millions of pounds. You want to become a founder? Yes. You want to become a board? Yes. Give me $1 million and come, because they made a lot of money. They cannot give it for free. Mr. Animal have just given us for $97. So when I look at it, I told the guy, this is what I've been looking for. He said, how do you know? I went the GoFounder/ONPASSIVE. I look at what is ONPASSIVE. I went onpassive.net. At that time was the architecture, and you know, you can put 1 to 1 together. I said, you know what? I can see this. I said, if this company can develop this, it will take longer. But if they put everything together, what I'm saying, it will be the biggest IT company I've seen on this planet Earth. That's what I told the guy. If the guy is here, the guy will confirm what I'm saying. I said it will be the biggest IT company because The only company that have done this, I don't like to call company name, is just one, and no. But when it comes to web application, no company have ever done that. No company on this planet Earth have put web application, integrate them in one single sign-on. No. And I introduced a lot of my IT specialists in my company. They said it's too good. We analyze it, we open it. He said, Collins, nobody can do this. I said, so if they ask you, if, for instance, Mr. Ashbufara hire you as a lead to come and develop, he said, they have to tell me, but it will take long. But good luck, that's what they told me. Few joined, some were like, no, it's good to be true. But I have that conviction that ONPASSIVE will be the biggest. But, I never even really knew that Mr. Ashbufara can pull this for 2.5 years, because remember, 2018 was just short. It was the inception. 2019 was the platform they built, but 2020, that is when they kick off to become a full-blown IT company. A lot of people don't know that. Full-blown IT company. Because I look at the products and services, I said this will take not less than 5 years, because I work in a company, we build one solution for 4 years. I joined the company when it was already 2 years. We built, I left the company 4 years. We built only the Almed side and gave it to the users, the company to start to use. I left, they've not built the complete solution. And that's one product. And we are talking about dozens of products in our arsenal, the ecosystem. And Mr. Ashbufara have taken with the guys. How many years? We are talking about 2.5 years, because I've been 2 years, maybe 1.5 years, or I'll just say 2.5 years, because that is the time they start to build. Most of these things, we have the platform, yes. We have one product. If Mr. Ashbufara would have gone live with this, yes, we'll be fine. But he decided to change the dynamic to become a full-blown IT company. And here we are today with dozens of products, something that has never been heard of. No IT company on this until you have the, I break it down. Let me say something here, those who are watching. How long do you think it will take us to build OMail? I will break it down. OMail or what? It will take about, let me say you want to go through the scrum methodology, depending on the size, because we don't know the architecture behind. Say we want to look at the full-blown, it will take about 6 engineers, that's coders, those who will write the programs. That's program, back end, front end, you need them. Maybe Mr. Ashbufara will be hearing this. You need those who write the API calls. We don't know application programming interface. Those who write database developers, managers. You need about 25 or 26 people to sit down and write it and build full OMail. If you want to build that one product, 25 engineers, and they are not cheap. They are not cheap. Every day, put their head, sacrifice their families and everything down to build this. They are not cheap. Remember, they're just human beings like us. They can fall ill. They can do what? What we did last time, we're building the application. One of the engineers went out, came back the next meeting. We're calling, where is it? The person went because the wife was pregnant. What happened? Had an accident and died. That's how the program ends. We have to continue. So, and when you have this thing, you take one person off, you have to train the person again, new person. I mean, it takes time to train. Then Mr. Ashbufara pull this. That's why sometimes most of us, when we look at it, we don't really understand. And that's why we are excited. So Ron, I just want to say that was the excitement, because it was a full-blown IT company. That's why I joined ONPASSIVE. So I'll leave it there.
I'm glad you told us how you felt.
Oh, boy.
Mr. Bob, follow up with that one.
Yeah, for me too, there's nobody that is in the IT industry that would listen to this and then not come to the same conclusion, the conclusions that Collins just espoused to us. The product. When I understood the magnitude of ONPASSIVE, I was like, oh my goodness, what is going to happen? First of all, artificial intelligence. We are at the point where artificial intelligence is now, taking its rightful place. Artificial intelligence has been around for a while, since the 60s, the 50s and the 60s. But I think it is around the 2010s and 2011 where we started hearing a lot about artificial intelligence. There are studies in at the University of Berkeley, Southern California, where they did some experiment with artificial intelligence and humans. And I think they showed the error rate when they did the first test. They took a picture or something of the study, if I can remember, and artificial intelligence had I think like a 26% error rate. Then they reprogrammed artificial intelligence 2 years later in 2013. AI performed better than humans. And since then, artificial intelligence has been in the forefront of most companies. But Mr. Ashmufara has taken it to the now, whereas most other companies are projecting the future. So AI being part of the whole inside the infrastructure of ONPASSIVE blew me away. Secondly, the integration. We are building multiple products, as Colin said, and then they are all interconnected, they're all working together. You know, that was something that I knew also it was going to take a while. There's no IT person that will look at this scope of this work and say, hey, you know, it can happen in 2 or 3 years. No, it's not. But Mr. Ashmufara, who is brilliant as he is, knows exactly what he's doing and is pushing us forward. You know, using the methodology that he's using is also making it easy. The other thing that also really, really drew me into that, I mean, gave me tremendous love, admiration, and respect for Ashmufara. Was at the time when I came in, I read the Jeffrey Morlock's book about ONPASSIVE that we had at the back office at the time. The generosity of the payment plan at the time, even though they have since told us to forget that and multiply it by 10, whatever number you think in your head. But that actual pay structure was one of the most generous pay structures that I had ever seen. And then it dawned on me right away that this man is not about money. You know, so those are the two things that I can bring forward right away that really picked me and made me be here at this moment where we are all speaking about ONPASSIVE very excitingly.
Good deal. Thanks, Bob. Miss Lynn?
Ron, let me just add one thing Bob just said before I forgot.
Absolutely.
You know, when they built this program, they were moving, we had most of the products. Mm-hmm. I think our CEO, Mr. Ashmufara, came and was talking about a lot of things. I called Oliver behind. I said, you know what, we need a data center. Mm-hmm. If they can just delay this for 3 months or how many months, let's get our data center. I said, if not, most of the third party will suck us dry. Yeah. I said, I've been in a lot of companies. I know how much they are paying. We are working with third party application and how much. I said, but I know if the founders hear this coming from our mouth, they will surely shoot us because they said, whoa, we've delayed. You talk about data center. I said, I hope we have data center. 1 month later, Mr. Ashmufara came and announced data center. I said, thank God we have this. Yep. And these are the things we can see from behind. When you call something, I said, no, when you call A, I know we need B. Because if you go with A, they will suck us dry. You know, yep. And we are here as founders to get what we can get. And Mr. Ashmufara, it's a blessing to be in ONPASSIVE. Mm-hmm. And any way we can like stay, you know, steady and just concentrate and give Mr. Ashmufara the time to do everything. I'm telling you, this ONPASSIVE we are today founder, you will never, our generation will look at you and say, Granddad, you did a good job. Yeah. Perseverance will count, honestly. Yeah, I agree with that. And Oliver will tell you the same thing, Colin. That was the same exact conversation I had with him. I'm like, it's not, we have to have our own data center to host our own data. Just given the magnitude of everything. And we are going head to head with these companies. How can we be host? I mean, so, you know, Mr. Ashmufara, God bless him. He is actually the best captain that any team can ever want to have at their helm. Yeah.
Ms. Land.
Yes.
Very
good discussion. That was a great discussion. We've got about half an hour left, so I'm thinking that we can open it for questions and answers. So those of you panelists and attendees got any comments or questions relative to the topic? And the topic today, if you've been here, you know, is laser technology. We also talked about what else?
The
Scrum, Agile Scrum. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Agile Scrum. My husband just cued me. He's so cute. He just said Scrum. He's my back end helper. Thank you, honey. So yeah, Scrum and Sprint, the laser technology that is now a layer of the data center. We have multiple layers of security within our data center, top-notch data center. So any questions or comments relative to our topic, let's not go into, oh, my password is not working or stuff like that. No. That's not what Friday Night Live is for. Okay, hold those for Monday when you have corporate webinar. So we see we got William Delorme. Come on down, William. Just hit the unmute button.
I did. Can
Okay.
you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. I would like to have the laser and
What did you say?
the laser and
The laser technology?
laser technology and the fiber technology, how they really coincide. I think he answered it a little bit, but I know once it hits the mark or whatever, laser takes over. But I'm really interested in that, so I would like to have a little more data on that, if I can.
Bob or Collins, you want to take that?
What kind does he want?
And just so you all know, we have Mr. Ash Mufara, who has graced us with his presence today. So we'll just go ahead and answer William Delorme's question, and then we'll let Ash Mufara take the floor. Okay, you guys?
Bob,
Okay, go ahead.
I can just give a little bit of what he's saying. So, you know, William, thank you for asking that question. You know, the way laser technology works, it's not like it's taking over from the fiber optics, it sits on top of the data center, right, and it drives a lot. It's just like fast speed, boost it. You know, you have the fiber optics, they are already there. But you know, laser technology is simple, cheaper, but it is more of high speed, more quality than all of that. And it is the latest technology that can contain volume of data and can push it to the remote area.
Yeah.
Well, it's not an internet connection, but it's just like a booster to our data center. It can contain large volume of data and transmit without any issue.
Hello, Mr.
Yes.
Mufara. Welcome. Welcome to our webinar. Good to see you here.
Hello, Mr. Ash.
William, did we answer your question okay? Was it sufficient?
Yes, I just wanted to know how they coincide. So no, good. Thank you.
Thank you for your question.
Welcome, Mr. Ash.
Hello, Mr. Ash.
Good evening. Hope you're doing great.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you for all the great information. I did listen to Collins' part. Is it Collins with an S or Colin? No S or no
Collins
S?
with an S.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how you spell it. Most people call you Colin. Let's make a correction, everybody. He's Collins. Okay, that's what I thought. You are a Scrum Master, no doubt. Absolutely, no wonder. I was really thrilled on how you broke down the framework, and you have been that direction for sure. Like, you know, this is exactly how we're doing it. And I agree with you. I did listen partially to Oliver, and I hope everything is okay with Vincent. And definitely I'll catch up with Bob's. I got, you know, a little bit in and out. I have something called family, and, you know, sometimes they take your time, but I will catch the recording. I would have missed this. I think, Lynn, you are an educator, like you have a master's degree, and I believe
In
Lynn,
education, my field is counseling, working with the deaf working with university level students and working with the disabled.
So in colleges and universities, there is like, especially the American system, we have credits and hours, each course, topic, subject has certain amount of hours. Sometimes what you're allowed to take in a term, let's say 15, 18, the average. And sometimes on your subject of study, let's say your major, you don't have enough credits available that fits your schedule. So what you do is you take something called elective topics. And those are, to me, are complete waste. Somebody's studying, let's say, medical or computer engineering, and they go and take American history or religious studies or international politics, art, something completely will not be used in their career. So they will spend 4 months term listening to that, spending money, time, energy, and we call it elective, but they take it. I don't know why we have it, but this is elective, as Lynn said, and I really want to thank her and all the volunteers with Ron Albert and all the supporters who find the time on Friday night. It is really elective, okay? Yes. Nobody has to come here. The difference between traditional education and this is number one, desirable. This is related to our life and it matters. And most importantly, we don't have to pass. There's no tests or grading. Listen, get as much as you can. If you don't get it, not going to be punished or penetrated, not in any way, or penalized or anything. So you are going to be completely fine if you don't get it. Okay, this is completely volunteered session, I believe, from all of us, and I think they are doing outstanding work. We are fortunate to have you. So I get a lot of insights, and I think it's a good bridge between hardcore technical computer terms and then everyday life for average people play English. That's a good thing. So that's why I kind of, it's important to me, and how passionate we are about technology. So I do really get a good vibe coming here. So that's why even sometimes I'm not planning to come, I find that I just want to come and show my support and my gratitude. It is quite helpful, and thank you for all what you do. And I hope we continue this. This is definitely free education for all of us, and you don't have to pass. No punishment, no penalty, no failing, no passing. It's you get what you get. So going back to William, I think let me break it down. If you want to connect the two, there's something called fiber optic, okay, in internet connectivity, or they are literally pipes, okay, and the material, the form is glass. Believe it or not, glass, okay? And that's what transmits and transforms information, data, okay? So the bandwidth or what's being transformed, okay, transferred between machines has to go through connections. It doesn't fly, even if it's called cloud, still has to be stored on actual physical servers, still has to be transferred through, and it travels through those fiber optic pipes and wires, cords, however you want to call them. Now, the laser part is for the testing, okay? It is not for the data transfer. It is for testing. So the test has to go through a head You have to do the ping ahead of the data and do the connection. Once you do that, then you start. So the laser take it for speed, and the other one is for now future. Okay, and I saw Lynn Nakamoto posted that a good 2-minute video about the laser optic. Okay, or it's the future of the optical data. So meaning it's for more for the visual. So it'll be faster. It will be more dynamic. Okay, when it's used through that laser connectivity, and it can go back and forth between the sender, the recipient, satellites, and different components and all that. It has done, and it's probably eventually it can be cheaper. Okay, so. Those are the uses of laser. We don't want to overanalyze things. Sometimes, sometimes it's a supplement. Sometimes it's an initial thought and idea that we are going to continue building on that. But as you heard Collins in the beginning, he was telling you about all the different elements of our business. So sometimes I think these guys, God be with you, because it's hard to pick. Where you're going to talk about data center, you're going to talk about the products themselves, you're going to talk about the networking aspect of it, whether it's the servers and the or the design, the framework of it, just like today, the security, blockchain, laser, this, that. There's so many terms involved. And the good news, this is elective class. You don't have to pass. Have to have any test, so just sit down and relax and enjoy that. I do appreciate that Lynn and Ron took the initiative to create such a culture. It is, to me, it's more important, but I don't want to push something that might not be as friendly or practical for the masses. Maybe just a few of us enjoy the topic. So. Continue that. I'm a fan. I will always try to find a time and come hello or answer some questions or interact with the engineers. But definitely this is something. It's refreshing to see people who get it. We did nothing short of a phenomenon. I mean, it's magical the way we did it. If I calculate, we don't have to talk now, but one day after we close the founder's position, we can talk about how insanely fast we were able to accomplish this, even a fraction of what you know. So the framework is critical in how you do things, but also the other creative elements in your say management and leadership style and how you're able to put people. Remember, we're not an existing company. We are a startup company. We're being built from the ground up, still literally recruiting our staff. We're not done yet. We are moving with all founders, with developing the products, physical products, factories, data centers. Everything is moving. There's so many major projects. And now I think we are going to be freed. Pay attention to all those who do the live streams, whether Red and Jeffrey is doing a great job now to break things down or maybe package them, in a shorter version instead of a longer hour. Marty DeGarmo, obviously Red is, I heard him saying he's going to be doing one a day. That's a big commitment, okay? It's something, we owe it to him. So we will continue to listen and try to observe more and more of this, evolution and how we're transitioning to the next phase. Perhaps we will be able to share things that we couldn't while we are still accepting founders. So once we stop accepting founders, it will give us the ability to share the unshared from before. That's all I wanted to say for now. I have people waiting on me, but I'll be happy to address one quick thing. Lynn, if you have anything you wished I could touch, or we can do that next time.
Sure. Yeah, I'd like to give Bob and Collins one question each, if you don't mind, because they're
Sure.
the techie guys and there's always something they want to know. So I know they
Okay.
have something to ask you, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
Collins, Bob?
Yeah. Okay. Hi, Bob.
Hi. How you doing, Ash?
Fantastic. Yeah. Thank you.
When I listen to Connect, the auto translator feature, right? I got it wrong. The way I got it wrong. I thought it was the translation was actually happening real time and then voice at the other end. I got it wrong. Is that something that could be in the future? Is that something that is in our
So you're talking about translating?
Yes.
So
for O Connect.
Yeah. So for now, let's talk about only CC. Okay, in real time. Okay, closed caption. Okay, so it's not a physical. Okay, so that's an initial ambition we have. It's not done. Okay, second ambition, Lynn Nakamoto. I think you're going to be happy. But we will see. I'm sure we're going to pick your brain and use your expertise on the topic, which is we're going to try to see if we're able to develop a robot shape like a chat bot, but an actual figure, okay, that represent us, cartoonish could be, or robotic, male, female, that will be doing the sign language if we're able to have a universal language, because it varies from a culture to culture, country to country. So if we're able to have one standardized sign language that the robot, so the textual format is something, but if we're able to animate it with a robot that will be doing the sign, that is also futuristic. Okay, we just don't want to move on too fast, like talk ahead of the game. So let it one thing at a time. Let's bring up OConnect, enjoy it. Obviously there are many phases along the way, and then we're going all the way with this technology. It's not like we're going to stop after we release OConnect to the market. So wherever there is a value, especially with Academy, if you're able to teach Japanese and somebody in Germany has no clue what they're saying in Cameroon and French or Senegal, and it just will connect the whole world together. I don't think there is any problem of doing it technically. Just you need the time, the effort, and the determination. But it will take. So what? All good things take time.
Take time, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be breathing. I don't think there's any pressure on us. It's not a matter of existence. I feel with those scientists who had to create the vaccine for COVID-19, like now, because people are dying. Okay, versus this is a different priority. Versus, something will ease our life and improve it. It doesn't. It's not like life-threatening. Yes.
Yeah.
Hit me. You or Oliver, anyone. Just one more thing. Yeah.
So this Collins, yeah. Just a question, because we just touched about Academy, and I had this discussion with Oliver because we've done presentation and we talk about Academy, but it's about certification, because if we look at the other platform, what they can give is certificate of attendance, and the certificate of attendance is worthless. So is this something that Academy is looking at? So for instance, if we have Academy, you go online and you take a study, someone in Africa or Asia who doesn't have money to go to a certain location to sit for the exam. Is this something that, I know it's not now, it's something you are thinking that they can bring the portal where they can take their study and then have that certificate which is accredited and internationally recognized? Because
yes, we're working on that right now. Yes, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, even masters and PhDs, not even bachelors, masters and PhDs in business, in finance, in IT and health management,
Wow, wow,
journalism,
yeah,
media.
that is a
I'm
very
sorry, not journalism, media. So
Yeah.
like all forms of media, especially digital media. So yeah, I think we're going to be the better form of universities.
wow, wow, wow. This will be a game changer. I hope all the
And you touched upon, I'm not
listen to
sure, Jeffrey talked about metaverse, like he brought up, I think yesterday or the day before. If we succeed, I'm not saying we're there, if we succeed to develop a good metaverse for, let's say the School of Health for the dentists that, the top doctors with us, okay, they're anxiously excited about this. So if we succeed to go that direction and bring it up and integrate this with the OCAD, you can train technicians, okay? You can literally any career, profession, even we could, allow me to say it, penetrate the medical field, and even you can train like it's like a stimulator, like how do you call it? Yeah, like a stimulation of a robot or a skyrocket or. So there's no stopping. Now, if we're able to, okay, we're not there yet, but knowing our optimism and excitement, and we're not lazy, we're not afraid to venture, we will definitely go that direction. But when we get there, I don't know, schools should just give them to homeless people and have a good meal.
This is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
I hope the founders, those who are thinking and those who are online, please listen to this and digest it. It's crazy. The hundreds and hundreds of thousands of school fees will disappear because you can see it in the comfort. We know how much we have paid. Sometimes we go to all this online, all online study application. We study, they give you certificate of attendance, which is worthless. We have to go and pay extra money to get certification. Again,
I'm gonna even comfort you with one thing, not even to get to the metaverse. Let's go back up a little bit just to talk about the certificates. Okay, so let's say we're gonna have a building. It is where the teachers are, ONPASSIVE teachers. Okay, some of them will teach virtual. Okay, doctors, masters. Okay, some of the from their own home. Some of them, or different location of ONPASSIVE, some of them come to the actual physical university. Okay, so they will come there and you'll take class. But let's say somebody in Gabon, okay, or Guatemala, they don't have the ability to travel, let's say, to get a Canadian or British reputable degree. They will stay where they are, home, cut the travel cost, the regulations or logistics boundaries or barriers such as visas, all of that, and travel restrictions and all. So they stay where they are. The university accreditation is in the US or Europe or any good university, the Middle East or Asia, Singapore. And you finish your class faster because you don't have to commute, you don't have to do that. Let's say you get an MBA, typically how much would it cost you? I mean, it could, with the cost of living, campus, all of that, it could go 50, 60,000, depending on where and all that, okay? But it's tens of thousands. It's not gonna be depending on where you go. If you're able to get that for a couple of thousands, how much you've saved? The teachers are still, being able to make it. So saving time and instead of like 3-4 years, okay, you can get that in a matter of months if you're able to focus. You could even have 2 masters at the same time. You'd have a master and follow it with a PhD or at least a bachelor's degree. It will open a whole new possibility for those who are interested in degrees, and why not, to have most of us or the future students to learn something about technology. You will have work until you die, no doubt. You just get a degree as the access to the field and get that first career. Then once you develop, hey, ONPASSIVE will always be looking for sharp people with talent. So if you're able to save time, and while you're being a student in Academy, you will make up times. There's a possibility, make up more money even while you're a student. Walk away with a degree and a business, and kind of a solid, sustainable income. I don't know. It's hard to envision people will still go and be like a local community or 2-3 years just to get an associate degree, and it doesn't pay well. No matter what field, with the hassle, with the cost, and all of the examinations and all. So it just, I think we're going to remake and remanufacture the educational system and the education system. I'm not thrilled about what's in there, but we can pick what's working. All in all, I think we're already working on that as we speak. We are working on degrees, and we are speaking with professors, and it's under work as we talk. That's my word. I'm talking publicly now, so you will be able. But also there are some affiliation. So in the future there will be an affiliation between so-and-so university and Academy, ONPASSIVE Academy/University, where if you do this, it's kind of equivalent, okay? That also will open doors. Now, go back with the tools and the systems, go back if you're able to also acquire, and this is not ready, it will not be ready this year for sure, but we are ambitious. If some in the future, if you're able to complete different language, you're able to cut that barrier and start, a new degree in a different language. So let's say your main language is English, and you happen to admire a Malaysian university. Okay, and it's a different language. Up until ONPASSIVE, it's impossible. How could you learn in a different language and still succeed? Not going to be okay. It's possible, and trust me, it'll work. And what I gave away, it wasn't an example. It was a real thing that is happening.
Mr. Ash, is there an ONPASSIVE system administrator program in place, like a course?
Yeah, that's beautiful. I will give that for free. I don't think I'm interested. Yeah, I might like what we're doing now. If I get your point, yeah. So we can give the ONPASSIVE education, okay, whether the business model, the financial model, or the technical model. Yeah, of course, different products. Yeah, up until now, I think I'm not sharp enough to make it a business. Okay, others would yell at me, and so far I thought, like, make it transparent, just open source. Everybody can get that knowledge. Why not? But before I go, I just want to say the data center, which is potentially going to be, all the connections are ready by end of the day tomorrow. Okay, we're gonna have to mention the time zone. We're on track live on Monday and start migrating our hybrid first development. Like I said, we finished the development. Once we stabilize it, have enough servers, we go to the production. And you can break down the difference for the audience, the difference between development and production environment. And then, I think Colin also mentioned that in the past. He showed some, but just in plain English. So we will start moving the development part of ONPASSIVE products on Monday. Everything is on track. And also it is mandatory to have a minimum of 2 internet connections. And those are live and they're working perfectly fine. So that's where also the laser component. So we have primary connection. If it fails, if it's sketchy, if something we have to care for it, there's a second one that will take over, hybrid, and so forth. So I don't know. Of course, we're talking about generators. You understand the importance of having light. Of course, the place is important where we take it. It's not, we don't want to go where the power goes off. So we hope that we will be able to have like a 100% uptime. If not, like the worst, it will be just very close to that. It's above 99.999. So the backup, whether it's power, whether it's internet, one fails, you don't go down. You're not going to feel a blink, nothing. We don't go down. So that's already done. Everything is live, and I see the screens, and it's beautiful. Everything is as beautiful. We probably touch up on that on Monday if we have time. Or, but forgive me, I'm going to have to take off. Amazing work. I appreciate you, and can't wait to see you next time.
God bless you, man. Thank you.
So we have to bring Collins and Vincent next time from the other side. Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks for coming on, Ash.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, Ron. Thank you, brother.
Thank you for sharing all of that. Appreciate you.
Of course, yes. We'll talk next time.
All right. Thank you, buddy.
Bye.
Take care.
Wow. That makes you night, doesn't it, Lynn?
Wow, this is crazy.
It's wonderful.
If you are not excited as a founder, or those who are watching, just listen to what Mr. Ash have said and the questions. You just have to scratch your head, and said, this is mind-blowing.
He is the wow factor.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely, definitely.
all righty.
Well, at this point, we're upon our 2-hour mark. I think we could probably wrap it up. Unless Bob, Collins, did you want to discuss anything further? Anything on your minds?
No, just feeling of excitement, just having our CEO here confirm, to us everything that we'll be saying, and his gratitude and appreciation of us, and then just giving us the updates, confirming that we are on track with the data center coming on live on Monday. It's just exciting to hear, and knowing that we're all going to be fine pretty shortly. I mean, the chips are falling according to plan. We just have to relax, and he's the master of it all. He knows exactly, has a particular strategy in mind. We just relax and wait, and we're all going to be fine.
Great concluding comments. Colin.
Yeah, so I just want to thank all the founders here and those who are watching. We just heard from our CEO. All what our CEO have said is just mind-blowing. And if you've not listened to this, or maybe you miss a part, go back and watch it. Because all what we are saying here, we're saying from the outside. But our CEO have just been here, as Bob said, confirming all what we are saying, because again, all of us here, like the tech pros, we are also in the field and we're working day and night, you know, facing the same challenges as those who are in Hyderabad. So, but again, it's something that our CEO have just come here confirm and telling us about the data center going live. And this is a big sign, a big plus, having a data center migrating all our data to our own house where we don't have to pay Amazon Web Services again. That is something that, honestly, it will bring a lot of revenue. That is saving, energy, revenue saving, because we don't have to pay them. And then now, instead for we to go to them, people will be coming because of our quality, the laser, as Bob said, and all of those things. So we just have to digest this. And, you know, if you're not excited, then I don't really know what you're thinking. Thank you very much, Lynn.
Ron, any parting comments?
Wow. Just what a great night, huh? It
Great.
lots of good questions, lots of good knowledge. I think we're very blessed to be founders of ONPASSIVE. If you're not excited, like I've said before, you need to check your pulse, okay? Because you're in grave danger. I look forward to the future. I look forward to seeing everybody in person one day. And I just want to thank my co-host, Lynn, again, because Lynn set this up. Lynn is the brains behind this program with the OTech guys. So everybody just give her a hand. Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, what I'd like to say is my thanks. We always say our thanks before we leave. And I want to thank John Barilla for helping us chat. And I want to thank Gladys Naboro. Gladys has helped me for several hours today. She went to social media and she would bump my comments. So when I would post about the webinar, she would then make a little comment or reaction. And by doing that comment, it bumps the post up the wall. And so people think, well, what's the difference? Well, it does matter, because in a Facebook group, your post gets pushed down. As people continue to post, your post goes way down the wall, then nobody's ever going to see it, right? So Gladys has been there week in, week out, me with this. I really thank her, because it takes a lot of time and commitment to do that. So thank you. We love you, Gladys, for that. I also want to thank Marty. You have noticed that Marty is nowhere to be found tonight. He came in to open up our webinar and live stream it, but he doesn't feel well. So he left. So let's remember him in our thoughts and prayers. I believe his wife is also ill. I think the family has illness going on. So let's pray for them. Other than that, I think, let me tell you, okay, tomorrow, 11 a.m. is OTech Pros. And that's going to be at 11 a.m. Eastern time. And the topic will be the same as today's topic. And then we have the Kenya webinar that's at 12:30 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, same topic. And we'll have the OTech Pros, whoever's available will come. And then we'll have Julia and Milo coming in at 2 p.m. Eastern. And then we'll have the PNG, Papua New Guinea webinar at midnight. And on Sunday, we have the Heroes webinar. It is now a public webinar. It starts at 1:30 p.m. We have Marty, if he's well, he'll be there. Redfern gives updates for us. And then we talk about special topic. It might be a product or it might be any topic related to ONPASSIVE. So please join us for that. All of the links for these webinars are in your back office and on social media for some of them as well. So we hope to see you in other webinars. We want to thank you. Thank you, Oliver. Oliver, I know you wanted to be here when Ash Farah was here. You just missed him, but we did let him know that you were here. He knows that you couldn't come on camera at that moment.
Okay, it's okay. My
But
brother said there.
Yeah. And I want to give you a time to speak your comments or parting words.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. I really want to thank everybody and to say that I heard when the CEO came because I was on my other account. So he said two things that blew my mind. Academy, I discussed it this morning with Collins. The Academy stuff with the certification that are in, game over, game on. and over. We are going to monopolize the educational, the world educational system, you know. Then again, when he talked about the data center, I was like, wow, you know, and I'm very proud to be an founder on Passivian. And I want to thank everybody that are here. We just want to share our IT knowledge background to our brothers and sisters here who comes here to come gain. There's no need for have this background. They will keep it and sit on top of it. You know, just to come and share it. And that is an opportunity that our company is an IT company, and people don't know what their business is all about. It's like you have a kiosk. You don't even know where your kiosk, what are in your kiosk, you know. So I'm very proud. And at any time, questions, the Tech Pro guys, we are there to assist. Thank you. And good job, Ross.
Hey, Lynn.
Yeah.
Yes.
We also have one of our leaders down there on the bottom that's been eavesdropping, Chris Johnson.
Oh, Chris is here.
Chris is here.
Wait.
Hey.
Let me make him co-host. Hi, Chris. Talk to
I've
us.
actually been here from the beginning, and believe it or not, I've spent 2 hours listening to you guys and trying to help one individual get in her back office, and I just got her in the back office, but it took 2 hours. But I heard everything the tech guy said. I heard my big brother Ash was on here. It looked like he got a nice haircut like me today. He was handsome, but tech guys, keep up the great work, because I'm really intrigued about this laser thing, Bob, how you're saying. That's one thing that really got my attention when Ash said it the other day is I'm trying to research it myself. And I thought, what am I doing? I got the 4 greatest tech guys in the world that can explain this to me, but I'm still trying to teach myself, because guys, that's really big. You know, I think the greatest thing right now is Ash Mafara keeps giving us something bigger every week. Minus the fact that, you know, founder's position is closing, and in a sad way, that's sad, because the people that are just getting in today, they're not going to have the opportunity that we had, you know, for the last few years. But they're not going to have to go through all the stuff through either. So God bless them. But you tech guys keep going at it. Lynn, Ryan, thank you very much. But I really was here from the beginning. But sometimes I just got to get my fingers going. And this lady's very happy. But 2 hours it took me, because she lost her phone, password, and I've been messing with it. And bing, bang, boom, she's in the room, baby. She's
Good deal. You're the man.
All right, guys, thanks.
Good to hear from
Thank you.
All right. I think this is it. Then what we're going to do is take it to the gallery. Let me turn the gallery on here. Wow, look at that. So beautiful. All of you there in front of us. If you're excited and happy with tonight's webinar and that Ash Mafara came and shared his time with us, give us a thumbs up. Those of you with your videos on. Thumbs up. It was really nice to have him, and coming more and more often. And it's a sign that he's interested in, well, for one thing, the topics are his. That helps a lot, right? Because he's telling us what to cover. So of course he's interested in the topic that he selected. So we're really grateful that you guys are all here. And what we're going to do now is unmute you guys, and everybody can say bye-bye to one another. See you next Friday.
See you next week, guys.
Bye.
Hi, everybody.
Bye.
Hi.
Everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Bye.
You need to
Good night, all.
Good night.
Good night.
Happy weekend.
Goodbye.
And by the way, we had over 400, almost 450, I think. I forget the exact number, but we had a lot of people here today. So I'm glad there's interest in technical topics. I think a lot of people have the right attitude in wanting to know more. Instead of saying, you know, I'm not a techie, I'm not interested in this kind of stuff. No, people are willing to learn and pick up whatever they can. So kudos to all of you. Okay, keep saying goodbye.
All right. Yeah,
Goodbye.
Bye. Good night. Miss
Oh,
June.
wow.
I'm gonna give you the call.
Lovely Lily Lane.
See you guys.